He was a notorious crime lord.
You're gonna regret this.
So how did Jabba the Hutt rise in power? The Kankrasans present Star Wars Lore Episode 42, Jabba the Hutt. Jabba was born on Nal Hutta to a Hutt crime lord. In his early life, while still an up-and-coming gangster, he established his criminal empire on Tatooine. His operations were small and not too risky to begin with, but over the years he would become more fearless, ruthless, and dominant. Jabba had a huge monster in an arena under his suite. He would enjoy watching the beast destroy his enemies. When he found out Qui-Gon Jinn needed credits to bet on Anakin Skywalker in the local pod race, he invited the Jedi to face his creature. If the Jedi killed it, then Jabba would supply him with the money. Qui-Gon managed to kill the creature and thus got his reward. During the Clone Wars, Boba Fett approached Jabba after being instructed to do so by a book his father gave him in the event of his death. One of the reasons he hired the young bounty hunter was to repay Jango for killing a rival, but couldn't as Mace Windu killed him. They built up trust with one another, and Boba would continue to serve for Jabba past the Clone Wars. Over this period, the Hutt helped both sides, mainly to achieve his own goals and make some money. He did come round to trusting the Jedi for a brief time when they rescued his son, Rota.
It wasn't easy, but I found a way.
Yeah, the long way. The cargo door control is right under your nose.
Sometime after Order 66, the young smuggler Han Solo caught the eye of Jabba and his great uncle, Jiliak. They both hired him to smuggle drugs throughout the galaxy. Han proved himself and was given tougher assignments. Over the years they had a productive agreement, but there were some hiccups, like when Han was blamed for losing cargo. Nearing the rise of the rebellion, Jabba had become one of the most powerful crime lords. However, his reign was plagued by illness and financial problems, one of which was when Han had to drop cargo. When he failed to repay his employer, the bounty hunter Greedo was sent after him. Han killed Greedo, but was confronted later by Jabba, who told him his payment had increased. Solo paid Jabba 500,000 credits worth in ancient Sith treasure, but the bounty would remain. Later, Boba Fett captured Han Solo with help from the Galactic Empire, who had placed him in Carbonite. Jabba was pleased with Boba and claimed Han would make a good decoration. Solo was still deemed valuable by the Rebel Alliance, and so plans to rescue him were drawn up. Leia Organa, disguised as bounty hunter Bosch, brought Chewbacca to Jabba as her prisoner. This was a ploy to infiltrate his lair and rescue Han. She managed to do so, but was caught and made into the crime lord's new slave girl. Later on, Luke Skywalker arrived to negotiate. Jabba laughed off the Jedi's request and opened the trap door to the Rancor. For only the second time, his beast was defeated. This enraged Jabba, and so prepared his sail barge to feed Chewbacca, Han and Luke to the Sarlacc. However, plans to kill the three fell through when Luke coordinated a surprise attack. During the skirmish in the desert, Jabba was choked by the chains of his slave girl Leia. After his murder, Jabba's criminal empire began to implode, and many debts were relinquished. His death was mostly celebrated. Remember to vote for next week's episode by liking one of the two comments below. If you want to learn more about someone or something from the Star Wars universe, leave a comment. And for more Star Wars lore, keep it locked here to the Kankrasans.
Oh.